know you're out there. I can feel you now.
Good morning and welcome to the Wake and Bake Show.
You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
In the background, you hear the Matrix Mega Mix by DJ Gamecock that's from South Carolina. Welcome everybody once again to the Wake and Bake Show. We are on the countdown to 420. That's right. If you have made plans already, I'm going to ask you a question. What the hell is wrong with you? So what we're going to do today, we're going to talk about some rules and regulations for those who are traveling out your home estate to go ahead and do the 420 thing. You need to know the rules, ladies and gentlemen, because we don't want y'all to be locked up. So what we're going to do is this here. You know, we go y'all to Lily Dance because we wasn't here yesterday behind circumstances beyond our control. But today we going to make it up for you. Are you ready? Are you set? Gainesville, Florida. In a few days, your girl will be back walking the streets. Are you ready? Now, since it is 420 week, and the first time I heard this song was in Florida, your Lily Dance of the day is the wobble. That's right, she's in party mode this morning. So ladies and gentlemen, are we ready? I know I am. Hey grandma, grab that stash box, pop out. Hey, it's gonna warm up today. It's gonna be a good one to get out there and get them leaves, rest of them leaves up, getting that garden ready for Good Friday so you can plant. So, without any ado, let's wobble, y'all.
So let's make it. I'm taking the game's mine. Y'all witness the change, it's my time. Yeah, I'm new to the game, but y'all might wanna say you whack raps, daylight saving time. I can dance, homie, on two-step. Y'all looking at something like a true player. A girl told me that a man that can dance might could possibly get down with the tool in his pants. Now I'm a ladies, let me see it vibrate. And when it's over, you ain't gonna need your bird. Cause I'm a pro, make you bend your back low, then the pound it real fast, just like the percolate.
Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah. 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 Get it now, yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey, big girl, make her back it up, make her back it up. Hey, big girl, make her back it up, make her back it up. Hey, big girl, make her back it up, make her back it up. Hey, big girl, make her back it up, make her back it up, back it up. Girl, wobble it, and I'ma gobble it. I say you moving your head, go ahead, bobble it. We can cradle the bed, I'm straight racking it. The girl say, man, like the hit, double racket shit. Yeah, damn, I'm so explicit, but I can't help it, my flow ridiculous. Boy got a gift like it gotta be Christmas. Swag on this like it gotta be gifted. The girls brought cameras and they want pictures and they gon' frame them. See that? Let a little bit while I'm saying my scriptures. Cause I leave you holy like you pray in the temple. One B, I move with the letter of a pencil. And my won't miss you. Good night, kiss you. Take a damn lie, cause you got pistol. And I don't think Donnie pick her up these issues.
Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Yeah.
And we back. I don't know about y'all, but I am so ready for 420. Well, maybe because the fact is I'm going to be home for 420, number one. Two, the fact that I get to see family and friends and meet new friends and everything. You know, but the thing is, I'm kind of sad at the same time because I'm going to be traveling back home on Easter Sunday. So, is it just me or Easter can't make up its mind when it wants to be? Because that's a little rough. You want to go to sunrise service and stuff like that, and you can't go because guess what? You got to be on the road to come back home because you got business to take care of on the following day. So that's kind of rough one, but you know what? It's worth it at the end. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody woke up to a good day. It's some sad news. The cathedral, Notre Dame burnt down. I mean, that's really sad. Now, you think about all the history behind that place. I mean, historic, 800 plus years burnt. I mean, it didn't go down in that, like no little, it didn't go down that easy. It burnt for a minute. I mean, it's just something to think about. History, certain things you can't replace. You can rebuild. But I don't know. I was hoping to pull up this one story. And instead of it being a story, it's a video. So what I'm probably going to have to wind up doing is sharing it through Facebook on my Miss Green Jeans page because it's talking about the legalization of marijuana is on the track to be legalized at the end of the year. So that's going to be a wait and see moment. I'm going to be honest with you. That's definitely going to be a wait and see moment because that'll be nice if it happens. Now, I'm trying to come up with these other stories. Let's hope. Oh, yeah, back in the news also, cannabis industry questioning new system that would add chemicals to marijuana for tracking purposes. Now, personally speaking, isn't that the reason why we left opioids in the first place? To get off all the chemicals, and now they're going to do this? This story is by the Denver Post. It was put up in March, but it's important that people know about it. That's why I've shared it again. Despite a clear rejection from the Colorado legislature, the state-only Cannabis Research Center is going ahead with developing a seed-to-save marijuana tracking system that nobody in the industry wants. Now, you got to think about it for a second. If nobody in the industry wants it, why are they pushing forward with this? It's about control, and that's all I can say to that. It's nothing else but about control. I understand you want to keep your flower in state, but at the same time hurting people that using it for medical reasons, or better yet, people that want to use it rec. That's chasing people back to the black market once again. People can rethink. That's all I'm gonna say to that. That's just my personal opinion, but hey, do with it as you will. HighTimes.com, the story is coming from Dallas will no longer prosecute small-time marijuana offenders. The Dallas County District Attorney released a 5-page memo on Thursday stating that they are no longer prosecute first-time marijuana misdemeanors. John Cruz had also announced that in process, first-time misdemeanors led filed before his term in office will be thrown out. What he called part of a step forward in mass incarceration in Dallas County. The memo addresses a variety of changes in enforcement priorities that go beyond marijuana offenses. Cruz's office will not prosecute individuals with small possession charges involving either drugs, people who drove with suspended license, or anyone caught stealing necessary items. The criminal justice system has fallen disproportionately harshly upon poor people and people of color. That's just a fact. Cruz said to Texas Observer, the entire system is complicit in this dysfunction. We're doing what I can within this office to address some of that. Shifts in policy was extended to President he arrived his last year. The DA race promised to work on cash bail reform and shrink Dallas mass prison population that's seen a booking around 67,000 people a year. So, kudos to you, sir, for taking the bull by the horns, literally speaking, and doing something about it, because, you know, we know for a fact, as activists, consumers, and everything else, black and brown people are the most locked up people behind cannabis use, drug use, and everything else. And unfortunately, he's right. You know, the system is clogged with people of color. You know, disproportionate people that cannot afford, and they know for a fact when they arrest you, they already know if you're out there stealing, you can't afford to pay what's about to go down. So, kudos to you, sir. I appreciate everything that you do, and I'm quite sure a lot of other people do too. What else we gonna talk about? Oh yes, this is one I seen yesterday also, that whilst I was waiting on my car at the Kia dealership yesterday. Now this is what I'm gonna say about Kia, because it made me miss my show, but at least they're on top of it. I have a 2019 Kia Forte. Okay, now the thing is this: it's a sensor that's in the car that kind of, if it's cold or wet or clammy weather, it causes this sensor to go off. It's a defect. It did it the first time. We had to take it back because in the manual states that if your check engine light on, you're supposed to carry it to the service station. But I noticed each time this darn thing pops on, it pops on the weekend. So it did it again. So guess what? I'm back at the Kia dealership. And this time, I wasn't so polite about it, you know. So they claim they gave it a patch that's supposed to be fixed in the program. We gonna wait and see. Kia, you on the clock. If that light pops on again, somebody gonna be giving me a new car, and I ain't making no payments. I'm not going for that mess. So just think about it before you buy a Kia Forte, y'all. Do you really want to be going back and forth? That's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay, marijuana legalization is very popular. In 3 major national surveys supporting the legalization is on an all-time high. This comes from Vox.com. The 3 major national polls in America are increasing, covering 1 point. Marijuana legalization is very popular in the U.S. The latest findings from the recently released General Social Survey, NORC, at the University of Chicago shows that 61% of the people supported marijuana legalization in 2018. That's up from 57% in 2016 and 31% in 2000. A rapid shift in public opinion in less than 2 decades. The other 2 big national surveys top have found similar results. The Gallup put some support for marijuana legalization at 66% in 2018, up 60% from 2016, and 31% from 2000. Pew put it at 62% in 2018, up 57% in 2016, and 31% in 2000. This is far more popular than a lot of politicians that oppose legalization. For reference, President Donald Trump is currently holds a 45% approval rating. Gallup tracking an unusually high number for him, but on the rough line where Barack Obama's approval numbers were around this point in history, it's more either Trump or Obama got in the election. Trump with 46% out of the vote in 2016, losing Hillary Clinton in the popular vote, but not the electoral college. And Obama getting 53% in 2008. Okay, and they got a chart showing it's also fairly high relevant to issues before same-sex marriage was legalized. Nationwide, the Supreme Court in 2015 60% had 56% support and guaranteed Social Security, and 60% egalitarian, and 57% Pew rapid in public opinion for marriage equality. One of the reasons the Supreme Court felt lightly comfortable with legalizing, yet it was lower. It was a lower support. Yet it was lower than the support for marijuana legalization today. One capitalist support for legalization would be lower for specifically recreational marijuana. A recent survey from your government, for example, found 50% of Americans back recreational marijuana legalization versus 31% opposed, and that could be an outlier. But it could suggest that some of the support picked up by General Social Survey, Gallup, and Pew reflects support on medical marijuana is not full legalization. Still, the dramatic turnabout in public opinion explains why the greater majority of expected announced Democratic president candidates support marijuana legalization, and explains why more states, now 10 in Washington, D.C., have legalized pot in various degrees through ballot initiatives or legislatures. Supporters of legalization argue that it eliminates harm of marijuana prohibition. The hundreds of thousands of arrests in the U.S. and the racial disparities behind those arrests, and the billions of dollars that flow in the black market for illicit marijuana drug cartels, than the money being for violent operations around the world. All this legalization advocates say would outweigh the potential downsides such increased cannabis use that might come with legalization. Opponents will claim that legalization will enable a used marijuana industry that market the drug responsibly, the point where Americans can experience with the alcohol and tobacco industries, which have built financial empires large in part on the heaviest consumers of the products. This could result in far more people using pot, even if it leads to negative health consequences. Based on the latest polling, supporters of legalization increasingly outnumber their opponents. Now, with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this all I'm going to say is this. Alcohol was illegal. They made it legal. And they have more people to die on highways than a little bit, especially here in South Carolina. We leading the charge. I mean, DUIs is rampant. So, my question is for you and everybody else that says no. Not for because if you're listening to this show, obviously you're a fan of cannabis in some shape or form. My question to those who oppose it, let me ask you this. Do you drink? If the answer is yes, you're a hypocrite. If you smoke cigars or cigarettes, you're a hypocrite. That's all I'm going to say. Because you're intruding on other people's rights that use this for medicine, or if they use it for preventive medicine. That's what it is for a recreational user. Preventive medicine. So, keeping that in mind, why again is this illegal? Yeah, crickets, just like I thought. Nobody could give you the correct answer. But at the end of the day, for those who know why, are steady singing it to the top of their lungs. You know, do we like talking about the racial disparities of it? No, we don't. It's not a popular subject. But let it be known, race plays a big factor in the cannabis community. It does. Think about it for a second. Now, I'm going to give you some time to think about this, and we're going to pick this up on another show. How many black-owned or Latino-owned cannabis businesses that's currently open? I'll give you a minute. Yeah, just that many, okay? Now, think about it. This is my 5th year of doing this. Between doing it through One Blood Radio and 710 Radio, now on iHeartRadio. And I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't seen much change, and we're going to talk about that, and that's going to be the last talk of the day. It's going to be talking about on the 35-minute mark after the hour on here on the show today, because that's something that's near and dear to my heart. And it seems like after 5 years, we have made some progress. But I'm gonna give you my studies and my observations, since this is the week of 420. And we're going to talk about being black in the cannabis industry. And I'm going to tell you some things that might surprise you, and some of them I know it won't. But it needs to be talked about. It needs to be spoken of. And y'all really need to understand why we say the things we do. So if you can't understand that, we got a problem. So we're going to go ahead and go to a quick musical break, and when we come back from that from the bottom of the hour, we're going to talk about cannabis, race, and 420 weekend. It's going to surprise you. You're in tune to the Wake and Bake Show.
Yeah. Roll up. Yeah. Smoking on the thing, getting blown, blazing. Sipping on the drink, getting gone, spiffy. I'm hella fresh, I'm trying to find a show. Ay. Smoking on the thing, getting blown. I'm sipping on the drink, getting gone. I'm hella fresh, I'm just trying to find a show. Grab a pack of woods and take them both home. Smoking on the thing, getting blown. I'm sipping on the drink, getting gone. I'm hella fresh, I'm just trying to find a show. Grab a pack of woods and take them both home. Hella different strands like I on the field. And I've been on the mission, got no time to chill. Building with my friends while we getting bills. 5 G's in the wood, do it for the thrills. Killing every verse, every open mic. I do it with no effort, I don't even try. This shit is real life, just believe the hype. I've been smoking all day, you can't see my eyes. Smoking on the thing, getting blown. I'm sipping on the drink, getting gone. I'm hella fresh, I'm just trying to find a show. Grab a pack of woods and take them both home. Smoking on the thing, getting blown. I'm sipping on the drink, getting gone. I'm hella fresh, I'm just trying to find a show. Grab a pack of woods and take them both home.
I like my bitches deep, but that pussy shallow. I be with the woo, all my guests with shadows. I smoke with my demons, dog, it ain't a battle. How you in the streets, but little niggas love to tattle. I don't hang around, I skedaddle. Bitch, I dress like Biggie, got some butters and a flannel. I got baby bottles, but that stick is gon' rattle. Blazer rolled a blunt, and oh my God, it's a fat soul.
Smoking on the thing, getting blown. I'm sipping on the drink, getting gone. I'm hella fresh, I'm just trying to find a show. Grab a pack of woods and take them both home. Smoking on the thing, getting blown. I'm sipping on the drink, getting gone. I'm hella fresh, I'm just trying to find a show. Grab a pack of woods and take them both home. 100 with this shit, you should be advised. Keep it real no matter what, I can tell no lies. As I roll it up, I like to take my time. One of a kind, just respect the fly. And the hustle real, I'll show you how to get it. Addicted to this paper, boy, I'm committed. And you gotta earn it, nothing is a given. I can really rap about it, this is how I'm living.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
I got the horses in the back, horse stock is attached. Head is matted black, got the bushes black to match. Riding on a horse, ha, you can whip your Porsche. I've been in the valley, you ain't been up off that porch now. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Riding on a tractor, lean all in my bladder. Cheated on my baby, you can go and ask her. My life is a movie.
like a rock star. Spend a lot of money on my brand new guitar. Baby's got a habit, diamond rings and Fendi sports bras. Riding down Rodeo in my Maserati sports car. Got no stress, I've been through all that. I'm like a Marlboro man, so I keep going back. Wish I could roll on back to that old town road. I wanna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
We gonna start this thing alright. Groove all in the money logging out. Come on, come on. Do it, baby, take it, baby. Do it, baby, take it, baby. Do it, baby, take it, baby. Do it, baby. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you now. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you now. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you now. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you now.
You got a lot to be smiling for. So what the f you be wildin' for? Come on, I get my grin on. I'm smiling, bitch, cause I always get my win on. I've been on so many different stages. Graced the cover of 100 magazine pages. Made people smile everywhere that I went. I even put it on the first black president. It's evident I'm hot as a crock pot. With a big ass smile like Mr. Hot Spot. You got a lot to be smiling for. So what the f you be wildin' for? If you're breathing, you achieving. We having fun this evening, believe it.
I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you now. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you now. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you now. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you now.
Put your middle fingers up in the air and show a hater you don't even much care. We finna get another bag this year. My ex, you can have that there. Hey, this year, bad vibes get cut off. More trips, new chicks with no draws. More drinks, more smoking, more cars. More shows with Duval and Snoop Dogg. Look, I ain't tryna throw no shade, cause I can't see them in my lane. As long as my rent getting paid, I can care less with a big thing, huh? You in the club every night with no job. Eating good off your food stamp card. You made a killing last year off fraud. If you know you ain't going to work tomorrow,
I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you now. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you now. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you now. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you now.
You got a lot to be smiling for. So what the f you be wildin' for? If you're breathing, you achieving. We having fun this evening, believe it.
When you're under the influence of marijuana and you choose to get behind the wheel, you know it's wrong. So if you don't listen to your instincts, think about your fellow passengers. Or think about the other people on the road. Even the unexpected ones. And if you don't think about them,
you'll answer to us. Drive baked, get busted.
church.
Sometimes I get stoned in my backyard, lay off in the tall grass so my view is the stars. I think about nothing, get to clear my thoughts from all the thunder and lightning, so I feel a spark. Sometimes I get higher than the Colorado Rockies, hoping that the county sheriff don't stop me. Like Charlie Daniels said, you shouldn't smoke at dough, but damn it, I can't help, I love Rolling Stone. With the windows rolled down and the radio up, sweet tea full in my solo cup, listening to the humming of the 44, sounding like a concert out my beat up door. Arm hanging out the window, smiling a wave, smoking on some ground where the cattle graze. Charlie Daniels said you shouldn't go smoke at dough. Hell, I can't help, I love Rolling Stone. Yeah, I love Rolling Stone. Smoke rolling round the cab with the dome light on, looking like a stage for a Leonard Skinner song. Hanging out with Mary Jane, but she's making the time go slow. Making memories with my buddies through the thick green smoke, puff passing out the windows of my old Tahoe. Lifted so damn high I can't come down, driving under the speed limit in my town. With the windows rolled down and the radio up, sweet tea full in my solo cup, listening to the humming of the 44, sounding like a concert out my beat up door. Arm hanging out the window, smiling a wave, smoking on some ground where the cattle graze. Charlie Daniels said you shouldn't go smoke at dough. Hell, I can't help, I love Rolling Stone. Yeah, I love Rolling Stone. There ain't nothing like the swaying of a windy back road, baked out like a barn full of tobacco. I know Jesus drank wine, but I bet he wouldn't mind sitting with me in my Chevy, passing around a few times. With the windows rolled down, the radio up, sweet tea full in our solo cups, listening to the humming of the 44s, like a concert out my beat up door. Arm hanging out the window, smiling a wave, smoking on some ground where the cattle graze. Oh, Willie said there's not nothing wrong with smoking dough. So light one up and let's go Rolling Stone. So pass me that and let's start Rolling Stone.
And we're back. You're in tune to the Wake and Bake Show. I'm your host, Miss Green Jeans. Yes, indeed. I love Rolling Stone. Man, yes. I love that song because think about it for a second. Most of us, if we do blaze up, if we're not driving, and I don't recommend you blaze and drive because you will get pulled over and you will get locked up. Now, with that being said, now all of us have done it at least once. At least once. And riding in the country and just, think about it for a second. It carries me back. It does. Now, before I get on my soapbox with my rant, I'm going to go ahead and cover this real quick. New York marijuana, what you need to know about employment and getting fired. Yeah, some of us still do that 9 to 5 thing, or 8 to 5, or whatever you do. But if you live in New York, you might want to listen up, okay? Oh, come on. I hate electronics sometimes. This thing was just fine until I picked it up, and then it wants to start all back over again. This story is by loudhub.com. Oh, these pop-ups. Oh, my God. The story highlights, I'm going to get through that because they got so many pop-ups popping up on this thing. Enforcement is difficult because... Oh, my God. I hate all these pop-ups. It's a good story, but all the pop-ups. Enforcement is difficult because marijuana appears on drug tests long after the impairment effects subside. Marijuana tops the list of most commonly detained illicit substances across all workforce drug tests. The rate of marijuana positive in urine tests at America's workforce is at 2.8% in 2018. Quest found that 5.3% in retail workers tested positive for any type of illicit drugs in 2017. New York's recreational marijuana battle sits on the front line as a general war over American cannabis laws. As the debate heats up, USA Today Network New York is complying to answer key questions to legalization of cannabis. Lawmakers are opposed to prohibit New York City employers from drug testing applicants for marijuana use, despite the state rigid failure to legalize recreational pot. The marijuana screening ban, which includes jobs in the healthcare, construction, and other fields such as childcare based on safety concerns, underscores the controversial crossover of cannabis and workplace performances. New York City Council members passed the anti-drug testing legislation, and Mayor Bill de Blasio is considered signing it into law. It's going to be the first of the kind in this country, experts said. Meanwhile, state lawmakers have renewed debate over legalizing marijuana for adult use after Governor Andrew Cuomo's assessment pushed it past the state's budget. Yet, complex legal fights over the drugs used by workers in 31 states with legal medical marijuana, including New York, and 10 others with recreation, has already been playing out across the country. Now, with that being said, with all that, people gonna use. That's been proven throughout time. People been using long before us and will be using long after us. The problem is this. Somebody can't figure out how to get their palm greased. And you can't tell me ain't nothing else but that. So, I applaud New York for doing what they're doing. And like I say, you just need to know the laws. Now, back to my rant. I'm finna step up on my soapbox, and this will be the last talk of the day. Okay, I've been doing these shows for going on 5 years. I've been in the actively out the closet since 2008, and I haven't really seen much change. There is some. We went from 0.1% to maybe about 0.9. But some people say that's a lot of growth, and it's not, considering we're more consumers than anything. Now, and I'm not meaning to call y'all out and mixed company, but it's about to go down, ladies and gentlemen. My people, and I do say this, my people, I say it with love, because I know it's gonna be some people that's gonna be pissed about what I say, and they'll get over it. Is this: African Americans consume 78% more than any other culture, any other race. But we're locked up at that same 78%. But they're going to say, well, Miss Green Jeans, we know all that. What's different? Now, what I'm going to put into a stand space. We spend. We're the biggest consumer no matter what it is. If it's new sneakers, we're biggest consumers. If it's new clothes, purses, whatever. Now, think about it for a second. A lot of people say we can't get into the cannabis industry. Yeah, I understand certain laws do prevent you from getting into it. But let me ask you this. What's your current job set? You know you can bring your current job set into the cannabis industry. Now, if you don't like it and you want to see change, I can understand that. Trust me. I didn't like some of the jobs I did, and I refuse to go back to them to this day if I could. So I understand that point too. But what I'm going to also say is this. For all these people that's profiting off of these laws passing, how many of you reached back and employed a person that was out there pushing for these laws to change, or was for a voice of that community? How many have reached back to give some type of sponsorship to that person? I'll wait. And that's where our biggest problem is here in the cannabis industry. We don't want to help people up. Once we make it up, it's F the rest of you. And I know I'm stepping on some toes this morning, but it needs to be said. And I understand why some people don't get into the fight, because they're like, I got bills. I understand that. But at the end of the day, that extra money you spending on them Jordans, and you say you want to be in the industry, what the ones you got? They probably still good. You know, these high price purses and everything else. Take aside for, you know, just a moment and look at what you spending on and how often you spending it, but you want to get in the cannabis industry. It can be done. I took a skill set. Matter of fact, I hadn't even planned on getting into it the way I got into it. I was still waiting to make a profit, but you know what? I wouldn't trade these last 5 years for nothing in the world. This is, besides being a FRG leader in the military, this has been the happiest I've been in my life. I mean the happiest, because the point is this. At the end of the day, I can look at myself and go to bed with a smile on my face, knowing I didn't screw nobody over, knowing that I told the truth, and all I did try to do is help people. And that's all I ever wanted to do. Sure, I like to work in the industry, but I don't want to be selling your products. I want to be out on the forefront talking what I'm talking about right now to get the disparities changed. We need more people of color that needs to open up the industry, and the only way we're going to do that is everybody pull together. In the week of 420, we can all pull together and smoke together, but why can't we pull together and pull our resources together and pull some people up by their shoelaces? Give them an opportunity, a chance. You know for a fact they're dedicated to the cause, but you won't give them the time of day. What's wrong with that? If they got a problem, sit down and talk to them. If they don't have a resume, help them out. But not for 1 second, and I know this goes across the whole country. No matter from Florida to the Colorado or California. And those who do make it into the industry and think because you went and did some volunteer stuff now that you know it all. No, you don't. No, you don't. You giving people bad advice and then take their money and run. That's not cool. Or better yet, you promise them that you're going to make them part of a company. They put in work. And then at the end of the day, you kick them out the door. I've seen all that and then some. So all I'm going to say to the people that's doing it, and that's in the CBD and cannabis industry, shame on you. And you know karma is a bitch. That's all I'm going to say. If you wonder why people are not coming through your door, think about what did you do to get to that door, to get that door open. Did you reach back and help somebody up that was out here in the rain, in the cold, taking their last few dollars to go to Raleigh or Columbia or wherever state you at? That person was always posting on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram trying to get bills passed. You know that was going on. Some of your people done told you about these people. But at the end of the day, did you decide to help them? I'll wait. We in the cannabis industry and entertainment industry must do better. That's why I share and care everything I do. Now, do I get the representation the same? Yes and no. Perfect example, I had a drive going on my page. I had some to contribute and some that didn't. I'm still short of my goal, but I'll make it anyway. And I'm going to talk about it even more. But what we as people got to stop doing too, as activists and as advocates, we're worth something. We are worth something. Quit doing shit for free. That's to include myself. Quit doing shit for free. Your time, your gas, your energy is worth something. And for these people that's making all this money, don't tell me you got overhead. I understand that, but you got to think about the applicant or the advocate. They got bills. They got families. They got, some of them are not even working. Some of them are dependent on Social Security, disability. But at the end of the day, they do everything they can do to be there to help you, that person, that institution, or that cause. All I'm saying is this. If you have a successful business in the cannabis industry and you know of an advocate or activist that want a job, give them an opportunity, because that's not right. Because they've given 110% of their sales and they're proven that they're worthy in this cannabis community. And it doesn't matter what shape or form that they did it. If they would stand forth and true, that's going to be one of your best workers. Because think about it for a second. How many people you know work for free? How many people you know work for free? That's all I'm saying. And as an advocate, activist, and show host, I do it. I've been doing it for 5 years now. Not one person, well, I've had one company that approached me, but they went through some difficulties. One out of 5 years approached me about doing something with their company. 1 out of 5 years. Something's wrong with that. Something's terribly wrong with that. And I'm just using me for an example. If it can happen to me, it damn sure can happen to you. I've been on MTV. I've been on Cannabis Viral. I've been seen all over the world. I currently have a successful podcast. But at the end of the day, I don't know what I'm doing wrong or what. I can't get one sponsor. But I hear of all these other white people having sponsors and they're traveling with all their expenses paid. I understand they did some great things, and I'm not taking nothing from none of them. I truly am not. But don't you think some of us of color have something to offer as well? Look at their reputations. Look how long they've been out here in the industry. Look at all that. And it's about time for some of y'all to pay it forward. And all I'm going to ask y'all is this. For those who are listening to this show, please pass it to others so they can hear the truth. Because it's about time that we take care of our own. I do it on this show every chance I get. I give people the opportunity to come on this show to talk about their ideals, their dreams, their programs, their products, whatever they have. Even if it's their music. And I don't charge them 1 red cent. But you know somebody's got to pay for this, for me being on the air. You know somebody got to pay for the electricity, lights, internet service, and so on and so forth. So nothing comes free in this world. All I'm just saying is pay it forward. If you got a strong activist on your team, if you don't do nothing but kick them out nothing but gas money, do that. Believe me, that'll be even stronger activists. Trust me on that. And for those who've helped me all these years, thank y'all so very much from the bottom of my heart. Because some of y'all didn't have it to give, but you gave anyway because you believed in me. And I'm still pushing and kicking on. And I hope at the end of the day that your money was well spent. Because I try to do the very best I can each and every day. Now that I'm stepping off my soapbox, it's Tuesday. We're well on our way to the countdown to cannabis holiday 420, and that's this Saturday. I'll be going to Gainesville, Florida on Thursday to help celebrate that holiday with friends and family there in my hometown. So I'm hoping this holiday season that you'll take the time out for a second and embrace somebody that's trying to get into the community. Embrace that person. Tell them what it is. This is one of the hardest communities it is to get into and deal with. Because you got some backstabbing motherfuckers out there. I'm just going to put it real. If you can wheel through all them obstacles and come out 5 years later smelling like a rose, you can say job well done. Trust me on that. And I'm going to put the blunt out on that one. This was my last talk of the day for the day, guys. I hope you listen.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we we gon' walk it out and mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. You, the silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. And we will rise, we will rise, we will rise. Oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up, I like the waves. We'll rise up, in spite of the ache. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again.
Well, it's that time again, guys. We got to part until the next time. So what I want y'all to think about is this. Think about what I said for a second. I know I went a little deep on a Tuesday, but it needs to be said. It needs to be talked about, and this conversation needs to be talked about more than just me and you. It needs to go throughout the atmosphere. So I got one question for you. Are you awake? If not, I'll wake you up tomorrow morning, same time, same channel, if God's willing. I'm Miss Green Jeans, and I enjoy you, and I hope you enjoy me. Peace and love, everybody. We'll do this again tomorrow morning.
Is this the real leaf? Is this the cannabis? Caught on the dry side, must escape from reality. Just legalize, and I gonna plant my seeds. I'm just a homeboy. Weed is no luxury. To be here, to be there. Little high, very high. Everywhere the weed grows, not all really matters to me. To me.
Ganja never killed a man. Put a blunt against his head, light the light and now he's dead. Ganja, everybody, is a gift from God. So why go and throw it all away? Ganja is meant to make you fly. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, pass it on, pass it on. Save me some for later. Too late, the time has come. Getting legal around the world and improving all the time. Goodbye prohibition, grass has got to grow. Gotta leave ignorance behind and spread the buzz. Ganja, we all wanna fly. This magical herb should be distributed to all. Puff off a spliff.
Purple Kush, will you make me want to go? Look at all the lights are very, very fine. Me. Over if you go.
I'm just a homeboy, nobody stones me.
He's just a homeboy from a dry neighborhood, sparing his west from this illegality.
Easy plant, easy grow, will you let me grow?